You think your HOA is bad? Wait until you hear what Karen tried to do. She wasn't just a rule enforcer. No. She was a dictator in disguise. But here's the thing she forgot. You push a community too far, and it will push back hard. This isn't just a story about petty rules or nosy neighbors. This is a war story. A war fought with votes, bylaws, secret meetings, and ultimate revenge. So grab your coffee, lock your doors, and lean in because the Karen next door, she just met her match. Karen moved in like a breeze. Nice smile, freshly baked cookies, overly friendly hellos. But soon, we realized she wasn't just being nice. She was casing the joint. She asked too many questions. Who was on the board? What the rules were? How the elections worked? Within 3 weeks, she was running for HOA board president. And not just running, dominating. She showed up at every door with fake concern. I'm just here to clean things up, make it better. But what she meant was, I'm here to rule. She charmed the seniors with promises of security upgrades. She dazzled the younger crowd with ideas for modernizing the playground and pool area. But it was all a front. Her campaign signs were everywhere. She offered free coffee meets and even babysitting so parents could attend her campaign night. We thought she was just overly enthusiastic. Turns out, she was building her empire. And when she won, she didn't waste a second. Day 1, flags had to be approved by her. Day 2, lawn height, measured with a ruler. Day 3, a brand new HOA, Facebook, group moderated solely by her. Day 4, she removed the community library box because she claimed it was a fire hazard. Day 5, she banned holiday decorations outside the approved calendar. She started handing out new mailboxes, same model, same paint, same number plate, and we had to pay for them. We laughed at first, thought it would pass, but we were wrong. Then came the fines. Tom got fined $75 for a faded doormat. Linda, $150 for a garden gnome. Me, I got slapped with a $200 notice for leaving my trash bin out for 17 minutes past pickup. Another neighbor was fined for having string lights that were too festive in mid-September. She turned our quiet neighborhood into a surveillance zone. She installed cameras at every entrance and even convinced the board to approve budget for more. Her husband, Jerry, took it upon himself to become the unofficial neighborhood patrol, walking around with a clipboard and camera. He even wore a vest that said HOA enforcement. We were never sure if he printed it himself or if Karen had it made. And Karen, she was watching everything. She created a community watch report email where she encouraged neighbors to snitch on each other. Anonymous tips skyrocketed. Some of them were obviously fake. Someone accused a neighbor of feeding raccoons. Another claimed that someone's porch light was blinking aggressively. She printed new rules, like coupons, sometimes 2 or 3 in a single week. She rewrote the HOA newsletter into her own personal manifesto. And worst of all, she changed the HOA bylaws without a full vote, claiming emergency powers no one had ever heard of. She pushed out the existing HOA treasurer, citing negligence but never explained further. Her friend took over. After that, the budget mysteriously ballooned with community development projects, none of which were ever discussed publicly. We were stunned, but it didn't stop there. She shut down the community barbecue after claiming the smell was offensive. She removed the community bench because it encouraged loitering. She even ticketed kids for chalk drawings on the sidewalk. One little girl cried when Karen told her she was defacing public property with her rainbow drawings. Then came the noise complaints, barking dogs, citation, wind chimes, citation. Even birthday parties got notices for exceeding her new decibel limit. One night, Jerry showed up at a teen's birthday party at 8:45 p.m. with a sound meter and took readings from the sidewalk. We started feeling paranoid in our own homes. My neighbor Lisa stopped hosting her weekend craft circles. George took down his bird feeder. Sarah canceled her backyard yoga group. It felt like we were all slowly giving up. Karen began publicly shaming residents on the HOA bulletin board. She posted pictures of violations and accused neighbors of being uncooperative. Tension thickened like smog. We tried talking to her. A few of us approached her calmly. We asked for compromise. She smiled and nodded and then sent us all warnings the very next morning. It was clear there would be no compromise. Then came her next move. She proposed a curfew in a residential neighborhood. She wanted no one outside after 9 p.m., unless approved by her temporary HOA task force. If someone was walking their dog at night, she demanded they carry a flashlight ID and stay on approved paths. That's when it became crystal clear. Karen wasn't here to help. She wanted control. Absolute control. But the final straw, the Frank Johnsons, sweet couple, been here for 40 years, decorated their porch every Halloween with spiderwebs, pumpkins, fog machines, you name it. It was a tradition that brought everyone together. Neighborhood kids would help them set up, and parents always brought food and cider. Karen fined them $500, said it was a disturbance to community aesthetics. That was it. We snapped. A neighborhood group chat exploded. Late night porch meetings began. We weren't just mad. We were organizing. We started studying the HOA rules. All of them, line by line, paragraph by paragraph. We dug into meeting minutes, budget reports, communications. We called in a retired lawyer who lived 2 streets down. He volunteered happily. Turns out, Karen hadn't submitted a full financial report in over 90 days. Strike 1. Her rule changes. Passed without a quorum. Strike 2. We found records showing she used a proxy vote from someone who had moved away a year ago. Strike 3. And strike 4. She'd been authorizing HOA funds to pay for personal landscaping work. Strike 5. She wrote herself a reimbursement check for administrative expenses, nearly $3,000 with no receipts. Strike 6. We discovered she'd been trying to negotiate a private security patrol contract without informing the board. We were ready. We printed flyers, knocked on doors. We even had yard signs made. Take back the block. We hosted Sunday morning coffee meetings. Kids made posters. The energy was contagious. People who had never spoken to each other were now united. Even the local bakery offered free muffins to anyone who attended our HOA reform meetings. Someone brought in a speaker to teach us about civic organization. Another neighbor and accountant. To do a full audit of the HOA's last 12 months, teenagers helped build a community website where people could post issues anonymously and track HOA budgets. The special meeting was called legally. 112 people showed up. Folding chairs filled the clubhouse. Karen walked in late, flanked by her husband and 2 of her loyal friends. She smiled like everything was fine, but her eyes, they knew. We presented the evidence. Calmly, professionally, clearly. Karen tried to interrupt. She tried to deny. She even accused us of harassment. But every claim we made was backed by the bylaws she thought she controlled. And when we brought out the financial records, the room went silent. Then came the vote. It was swift. It was loud. It was unanimous. Karen, was out. She stood up, face red, hands shaking. Her husband grabbed her arm. They stormed out. No goodbyes. No apologies. A week later, a for sale sign appeared in their front yard. The air changed. It literally felt different. The Johnsons put up their Halloween display bigger and brighter than ever before. The community BBQ returned. The bench came back. The chalk drawings returned to the sidewalks. And most importantly, the people returned. Neighbors started chatting again, laughing again, helping again. The new HOA board had open meetings, financial transparency, and monthly check-ins with residents. We even created a community calendar approved by everyone. It wasn't just about taking Karen down. It was about remembering who we were before her. People started taking pride in the neighborhood again. Someone painted a mural on the community. Wow! Others volunteered to plant flowers at the entrance. We had a winter fair that year with lights, cider, and a snowman contest. The Johnsons, they got a community award for spirit keepers. We even got a new bench and carved into it the people's seat. Even now, years later, we still talk about it. Not with bitterness, but with a strange sort of gratitude. Because Karen, as destructive as she was, reminded us just how powerful we are together. There's a Karen in every neighborhood. Someone who mistakes power for control. But communities, when united, they're stronger than any tyrant. So the next time someone tries to take over your peace, your porch, your freedom to put up a flag or plant a flower, remember, one voice becomes many, and many voices can take down an empire. This was our story. What will yours be?